If you want to be masculine and you want to display the characteristics of a biblically masculine man, then this may be the exact video that you are looking for. Therefore, sit down, calm your mind, and listen. You only really need one quality in order to become more masculine than you have ever felt in your life, and that is silence. But in order to truly take the value out of the silence, we need to understand what the devil does in order to keep us as perpetual children and unmanly. He mainly does this through 4 common tactics, and the first is the thought tornado, which is an increasing escalation of what ifs and imaginary scenarios where you are questioning, what if this happens, or what if that happens? What if I do become rich? What do I do then? And all of these questions and scenarios that do not exist. And masculinity is deeply tied with decisiveness and the ability to lead. And with the inclusion of hesitation and overthinking and these scenarios that aren't true, we become increasingly cautious and unable to take these decisive actions. This mental cyclone created by the thought tornado not only saps men of their energy and thought or any ability to think of a solution, they are also stuck in a scenario that they really can't do any actions upon. These what ifs can't really be acted upon because they are imaginary scenarios. Instead of confronting challenges with thought, faith, and a decisiveness that is in the masculine essence, we are paralyzed in our ability to actually act constructively. The second way the devil keeps us as perpetual children is through conversations with the imaginary, meaning people and places that really haven't happened. So unlike the what ifs, these conversations can be along the lines of an argument that you had with your partner or your friend or some person that you do not like, and you're saying, when he says this, I will say that, and this happens and this will happen. And that, my friend, is a conversation with the imaginary. This is akin to arguing with a stop sign. It's unproductive, it's not real, and it's just based in imagination. A masculine man operates in reality, grounded by truth and action. When men engage in imaginary scenarios and fantasies, they retreat from real-life responsibilities and relationships. This erodes the ability to handle situations correctly, communicate effectively, and actually lead others. Entertaining these imaginary scenarios, the what ifs, and now the imaginary people, feeds procrastination and inaction, paralyzing us. Instead of resolving real issues, men waste time upon things that do not exist, imaginary scenarios and conversations in their head, weakening their ability to stay focused and disciplined. The third way the devil tricks us is through the truth cookie. The devil presents you with 9 truths and 1 lie. But that 1 lie, toxic and poisonous, will destroy you more than the benefits of the 9 truths combined. For example, a person may have let you down, and that is true, but the devil will whisper in your ear, you cannot trust anyone. And therefore you now accept a paradigm that is completely false and completely poisonous. The devil's tactic of lying to you among all of these truths completely poisons men's identity, our ability to actually see ourselves in a good light, leading to false conclusions and false insecurities that completely disable our ability to be powerful. For example, believing that you cannot do something, or believing that you cannot trust anyone, or that you are this smart or this dumb, completely caps you at a certain level that is not meant to be. We are made in the image of God, and God has ordained us with a gift and blessing of creativity, and everything that we are able to do are boundless. There is no limit. And so the only way for the devil to actually give us limits is through tricking us into thinking that we have limits. These lies can corrode oneself and self-belief, turning into a malignant self-victimization in where they do not take any responsibility for their actions and just be perpetual victims where, because they are unable to do anything, because everything happens to them, they no longer have control over their lives, because everything happens to them and nothing is their fault, and because nothing is their fault, there is no reason for them to do anything. When men believe they are destined to fall, they are less likely to persevere through meaningful pain and purpose, which helps them grow. And the last way the devil destroys our ability to actually be men is through the time warp. The devil drags your mind into past traumas or future uncertainties in which procrastination is created, where you think, in the future, how are you supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? And therefore, why should I even do it in the first place? And that is what happens when people have large goals and they question how they'll ever get there, when all they really need to do is start. That is what the devil does. He gives you these huge uncertainties and tries to stop you from taking action, which is the masculine imperative. Both the past and the future remove you from the present and your ability to take action. Masculine strength thrives in the moment, in the present moment where action can be taken. By fixating upon past regrets or future uncertainties, men retreat from responsibility, either through being stuck in guilt or paralyzed by fear. Masculinity is also about protecting and providing for others, which requires presence and focus in the moment. It takes action. The time warp distracts men from their role as caretakers and providers. Being consumed by past failures or future uncertainties undermines self-mastery. Men lose the ability to take deliberate, goal-determined actions. All the tactics employed by the devil attempt to remove men from reality, from their masculine imperative to take action and to provide and to be loving and to lead. This is seen through society, video games, anime, YouTube, all of these things that distract us from the now and our ability to take action. Not only does the devil attack us spiritually and through our thoughts without us even knowing, society itself is controlled by him, such that all of society's entertainment leave us a shell of the man that we should be. So this is my one and only tip for you. Embrace the silence. Stop with the mindless scrolling and the video games and this garbage. Embrace the silence and embrace the reality. Only through that shall you become a man. And the one action that you can take right now is to turn your computer off, turn the video off, turn everything off. Put a timer on for an hour, look at the time, and do nothing but embrace and sit in the silence.